so now that we're home, I'm gonna need to make my husband his lunch. And then I need to make my son some breakfast and also lunch. I'm gonna get the other dog. We're gonna have to feed them. And then after that, time to get ready for work and go to work. She did so good on her walk today, didn't she? Huh? She's such a good girl. Okay, so he just left. It's a little bit past 7:11. Oh gosh, there is something about a cold brew on a summer's day. I feel like anymore, I can't drink hot coffee like when it gets really, really hot outside. It just like makes my stomach kind of feel sick. And I just feel like cold brew is just so much more refreshing. So we just made the switch over just because it's been getting like really hot. He's gone. I'm going to clean all of this up. Got a bit of a mess now. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up. And then after that, I actually need to make my son breakfast as well as lunch because I'm gonna be gone at work so that he has something that he can heat up in the microwave, something easy that he can just grab. After that, I'm gonna get ready and we're gonna go to work. Okay. Okay, so again, I didn't get too cleaned up just because I have to make breakfast for Jaden. And this breakfast is actually one of his favorites, and it's actually something that my mother used to make for me when I was younger. So there's definitely that nostalgic feel to it. It's very, very simple, super quick, super easy. It's just like an egg sausage sandwich. We're gonna get started with that. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna grease the pan. Okay, and then I just turned the burners on, and then I'm gonna add some eggs. Really, if you just want one sandwich, you would just use one egg. Let's get started with that.
The truth, and when you dance, I'm in the group. You're making me. You got it all inside of you. To the truth, and when you dance, I'm in the group. You're making me.
sausage. I just think it's a little bit better for him. But obviously you can use sausage, or you can use like the vegetarian, vegan option. So whatever kind of fits your fancy. Okay, so now I'm done with making lunch for my husband and then breakfast for my son. And then I forgot we have some leftovers from last night that he can heat up for lunch. Typically for lunch, I'll make him some type of like sandwich, like ham, turkey, fruit, some chips, you know, leftovers, obviously, like we're gonna use those first, just to make sure that we don't waste any food. And then now what I'm gonna do is I made a bit of a mess with all the food making. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit, clean up the kitchen here, and then I'm going to get ready for work. Okay, so now that I'm all ready for work, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make our bed. I think that that's a very important thing. It's always been kind of a staple for me first thing in the morning to make my bed. I think that is just a great way to start the day. So if you haven't already, get up with me, make your bed, and let's start this day off on a good note. Okay, so it's not perfect, but at least when I get home from work, you know, I can come in here and feel really, really good about my space and make everything feel a little bit more cleaner and a little bit more like home. Sometimes it's just those little things that you do in your day that make the biggest difference in how you feel and just like how you see things. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now that I made my bed, I got my biggest dog out, and I'm just gonna feed the dogs, feed them their breakfast, and then I'm gonna let them outside, let them kind of run around and play a little bit, and then I'm gonna read my book, and then I'll head off to work. let the dogs run around and play a little bit while I read my book. This is actually a book that I just picked up actually recently. It's a bit of a different read for me, but I've been trying to branch out a little bit more lately. I think it's important to kind of get a good variety of literature. It gives you a bunch of different perspectives. So this one is called Jane Eyre. In the back it says, Jane Eyre rightly remains high on the list of most popular English novels and brought fame to its author, Charlotte Bronte, on its publication in 1847. The story's heroine, Jane, is a plain and plain-speaking orphan whose determination, good nature, and spirit see her through a series of personal ordeals from an early age. When she takes up a position as governess at Thornfield Hall to teach 8-year-old Adele, she is resigned to an uneventful career. But then, the moody, charismatic owner of Thornfield, Edward Rochester, makes a rare visit to the hall, and Jane's impassioned self-respect and moral conviction are tested to breaking point. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a different read. I think it's kind of like a romance, kind of risque type of novel. So I'm excited to see what it is. It was written back in the mid-1800s. I've always been very interested in books that kind of take place in the past. So I just actually started reading it yesterday. So I'm only on page 20 right now, still working through it, but I will let you know how it goes. And I just realized that I really haven't sat down and chat with you, so I wanted to just take a second, kind of introduce myself. My name is Kelly. I'm a married mama of one boy who is going to be 11 in September, which is absolutely crazy to think about. I had him when I was fairly young. I was about 20 years old. In a small town. It's like a small farming community. It's called Trenton, Ohio. We're not farmers ourselves, but we definitely appreciate the scenery and the quietness of it. I've been thinking about vlogging for a really long time now. There's a lot of mommy YouTubers that I really like to watch. They don't also work outside the home like full time. And that's something that I really haven't seen. And so while I could relate a lot to their day-to-day life and what they were doing, I felt like there was like kind of that element that was missing, that going to work, which is, you know, come on, it's like, it's a huge chunk in our day. So I really thought that, you know, I like to show kind of my journey and how I tackle my day-to-day, kind of show you the things that I do. To kind of make sure that I make the most out of my day, because, you know, obviously with working Monday to Friday, I work from 9 to 3, which really, I mean, they're not bad hours, but it's still a big chunk of my day. And I think that that's really, really important, especially if you're a mom, to try to make time for your kids and also make sure that the home is clean, make sure that they have good food to eat. And also, if you're married, you know, there's also, you know, that aspect, you have to make sure that you make time for them as well. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to show everybody, you know, kind of how I do, you know, everything. Like I said, I just got at work. What I do is I manage a holistic spa, and we specialize in flotation therapy, which if you haven't heard of flotation therapy before, don't worry, not a lot of people have. But it's actually, surprisingly, it's been around for a really, really long time. It dates back to like old Chinese medicine. So yeah, it's been around for a long time. It really started to crop up like in the 60s and 70s as far as like sensory deprivation. But essentially what it is that you're in an encapsulated pod with a little over a foot of water and 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt. So it's really cool. You float right on top of the water, and the Epsom salt, it's highly concentrated, and it really helps with like inflammation, helps with chronic pain. It helps with chronic migraines. It has a lot of magnesium in it, which a lot of people are actually magnesium deficient and they don't realize it. So you're in there for 60 minutes, and you don't have to do the sensory deprivation if you don't want to. A lot of people are claustrophobic, or they kind of easily get spooked, which is totally understandable, especially your first time. So a lot of people, when they come in and they do it their first time, they are a little bit on the fence about it. They leave the lid completely open. They leave the light on. And essentially they just float, which is totally fine. And you float right on top of your back. We get a wide variety of customers as well. We get a lot of people that do it for chronic pain, a lot of people that do it for chronic migraines, as well as anxiety, stress, depression. We get a lot of athletes, pro athletes as well, that come in to do this. It's very popular with them. I'll show you in a minute what it looks like, because I feel like me explaining it really just doesn't do it any type of justice. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna show you in just a moment what it looks like. But anyway, so like I said, I just got here. Going to just catch up on emails. Got a few applicants, so I'm gonna give them a call and talk with them. Hiring these days is absolutely impossible. I don't know if like anybody else is seeing it, but yeah, the hiring market it's very, very difficult. Really nice job. It's a wonderful place to work. I've been here for about 8 years, managing it for about 6-7 years. So I've been doing this for quite some time. I definitely have a passion for it. I love helping people. I love, it's when you see somebody come in and you can tell like they don't feel good, they don't feel like themselves, and then they leave, and when they're leaving, you see just how different they look, how much relief is in their face. I mean, you can just tell they look 100 times better. So it's that feeling of like helping people that I've always really, really enjoyed, and it's also a very, very relaxing atmosphere. So yeah, I mean, that's really, I think, where my passion stems from, is helping people. But anyways, I'm gonna stop holding off. I'm gonna show you one of the float rooms, and then I'm going to get to work. Okay, so here we are. This is the room, and this is the pod. So you can see you have like total control over the lid, whether you want it open, closed, if you want it cracked. You can have that blue light on or off. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. And also people have to like shower before and after. So we have a shower that's actually in the room with you. And we have shampoo, shower gel, conditioner that comes with that. We also provide people with like earplugs and Vaseline. Sorry, I know that the lighting isn't amazing in here. And then also some Q-tips as well as towels. So we try to provide everything for them. But yeah, I mean, this is where you are for an hour. Okay, I just got home from work. It's 3:35. I think I'm actually gonna leave the video here. I'm kind of happy with what I have right now. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. my first video. I honestly, I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I just had like this feeling like, you know, I really, really want to try to get a video out there. I just wanted to start somewhere. I just wanted to, you know, put something out there. Even though I'm quite literally starting pretty much at the bottom because I have no equipment. I was totally not prepared for this at all. Like, I don't even have like a car mount for my phone, so I couldn't record in the car. I don't have like the fancy lightings or anything like that to kind of help me out. So, but I was determined to do something today, to post something, try my hand at it. So that's what I'm probably gonna do for the rest of the day. I am just going to get the dogs out, maybe go for a little bit of a hike. It's really, really nice outside today. And then maybe play a board game with the family, make dinners, skincare routine, all that good stuff. I was gonna do the whole day, but like I said, I don't wanna do more than what I can handle right now. So I'm just going to leave it here, see how it looks, and see how it turned out. And then I will probably be back next week. I'm probably gonna keep Thursdays as my posting days. I'm probably gonna do another day as well. Probably not gonna be like a vlog video. It's probably gonna be maybe something a little bit different, like maybe cooking or just cleaning or something like that. But with that, thank you so much for being here with me today on my first video. If you have any suggestions, or if you have any links for any good like recording equipment, leave them down below. I definitely need all the help that I can get. This is my first time doing anything like this, so I'm sure you could tell. Anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you next week. Bye, loves.